Hello farmers, welcome back to Goldcrest Valley, setting up all the equipment to come over here and harvest this lovely barley field up by the sheep. We're going to be transforming this field from, well, barley, as I just mentioned, on over to clover. So next year we'll have a nice big field of clover to harvest and get a whole bunch of hay for our sheep and cows. We're still keeping the alfalfa field down around the corner. Just barely missed the train here. Get ourselves a worker going behind the combine to bale up the rest of the straw, so I'll have to pick up the straw as well. Oop, did not see that tree there. Ooh, okay, we snuck around that pretty luckily, actually. So let's go ahead and do the usual stuff. Lowered the pickup, turn on the baler. You should be following the combine 25 meters behind. Francine's in charge, it looks like, today. And this field's not going to take us too long to harvest. And everything will be going to the silo, as we all know, because the best time to sell barley is when? Yeah, that's right, December/January, sometime around there. Everything goes into the silo. Yeah, so we're going to be converting this over to the clover, so we don't have two separate crops growing in the same field. Definitely want to get it planted today, just because I want it to be in the same sequence as the other half of the field, and I want the clover and alfalfa field to stay in the same sequence also as next year. So I want to get this field re-drilled at some point in this in-game day. But since we don't have anything else to do other than harvest this field and then pick up the bales, we should have no problem getting that done. And then we can move on to the month of September, because that becomes right after August. Almost at October. October comes after September. Someone did mention last episode about maybe getting rid of the sorghum field. That's down by the shop area. Not sure why. They said it's kind of overlooked. I mean, the field's in great condition. It's just that I don't really show me working that field, just because the field is so small. Yeah, it only takes me like a second or two to take care of things in it. So we're going to keep that field because we do have other fields down there as well. In the future, we could do something else with the field. Not sure what yet, but you never know. I mean, a production building may come along. I may want to try. Good place it down there. Maybe a small field like that would be good, because I did say when I started this series, maybe try some poplar trees. I did poplar trees on this map, and I do believe that's the only time I've done a poplar harvest, just because it wasn't worth it. But just for sentimental value to myself, maybe I'll go ahead and do poplars in that field down there at some point when we have, when we're ending near the series, probably. Am I going to get up to the end here? Yeah, I should be able to. And we'll unload. Getting a good amount of barley. Will I get to the end? It's filling up rather quick. And I'm not going to get to the end. And back up just a little bit. John Deere, there it is. So we'll back up into the field. A little bit of crop damage, but not going to be a whole lot. I am loving the fact that the Follow Me mod is actually stopping to drop the round bales. I did not expect that to happen. But those are the best. The unexpected surprises are the best, right? If we don't expect something to happen, and then it does happen, it's like a bonus. Not quite. There we go. Now we're in. Alright, so I'll have to unload when I get down to that end of the field. Oh, camera collision. So things are looking, as I always say, pretty good here in Goldcrest Valley. We got, nearly $500,000 in the bank account. So we're just waiting for fall time to come, which we're getting pretty close. I was actually thinking about possibly buying a field very soon, but I have not looked at what's available to us. I mean, these are small fields, and that's all fine. Field number 13 wouldn't be too bad, but I was actually looking at maybe possibly field number 7, just because it's close to the BGA, so I could potentially plant corn there next year, because we have a planter. We can start doing some corn chaff, and it would not be that long of a haul on down to the BGA. I mean, between this field and this field here, I mean, these fields are the closest to the BGA, but since we're doing clover here, maybe that field there. How much is that field actually? That field is only, I don't want to say only, but it's 112,000. So that's a possibility of a field that we could buy and then save all the other money for buying the BGA and then, of course, the power plant. Start making some real good money off our silage that we're creating all the time. That is a big swath of straw I just left in that pile back there. That baler's going to have a little bit of a trouble getting all that straw. Oh wow, took most of it. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to get a couple of trailer loads of barley off this field. This field seems to harvest very good. And we'll leave another big swath of straw there. Yeah, the yield is up to 131% in that particular area. So it must be very, very good soil up here. So that means we'll get a lot of clover next season. And if I start accumulating too many hay bales, we can always sell them. Or once we own the BGA, we'll see if the BGA will take hay bales of clover. I don't know if it will or not. It's been a long time since I was, before I started playing on this map, I was testing a couple of things on it. I didn't look too much at the BGA. I just was like, okay, BGA costs $250. Put that in the memory banks, and we'll keep that for later use. I didn't really look at what the BGA will take. You can see our clover field has not started to actually regrow just yet, even though you look at the map and it says it's growing. It's just taking forever to grow. That's right, I need to empty out the combine. Hang on a second, don't want to get up to the other end again. Yeah, we're getting a lot of straw bales, so the cows will be happy for the bedding. And I think when winter comes, I'll probably sell some. Store all the straw bales down at the cow barn. Yep, that John Deere gets a little light in the front. Doesn't like to turn sometimes when it's got a grain trailer behind it. And I'll just keep bumping into the combine to let me know that it's there. I'll have to make a trip over to the silo, I think, before we finish harvesting this field. So I'm not going to fit it all into the trailer and the combine without making a trip. Park that right there for now. Yeah, I expect once we get this field all in one go with clover, we're going to get a lot of hay bales from it. I don't know if I'll have enough storage up here at the sheep pen unless I put down another shed somewhere. I don't know if I got room on the other side to store it, but we got that big shed down at the cow barn. I can store hay bales down there. Now that we got the front end loader on the Massey Ferguson, it'll be easier to transport bales. And I don't know if I mentioned on this series, if you have been watching the Oceanside Forest series, something came up for sale on the stored page there, and it was a front end loader. Something I really don't need on that map, but I could have used on this one. But now that we already got one, I guess it wouldn't matter if one came up, because how many front-end loaders do you need? One will do the trick most of the time. If you got a big farm and multiplayer, then maybe two. I'd actually probably prefer a telehandler. So I think that can hold the weight of bales a little bit better. Sheep are piling up the wool, which is nice. comes in handy when May rolls around. I think we got a full sheep pen at this point. The way they're producing wool, that pen's got to be pretty darn full. And maybe I should look into maybe selling some sheep in the future. Maybe when winter starts rolling around, if we got some mature sheep. If all the sheep are all mature, then we'll start selling the ones that are worth, should be at like $1,000. Kind of like what we did on Solyndra. Just sell a few here and there so they can keep on reproducing themselves, but not emptying out the pen so much that it hurts our production that much. I want to say we started the pen with buying 2 of each. Can I get to the end? Not quite. Back up just a little bit. I'm not going to be able to empty the whole combine in here, so since we're in the 8230, we'll take what we can, go up to the sawmill. Wrong series, go over to the silo and dump our barley on into there. Yeah, because I cannot get the rest of the grain into the combine without emptying this out. As we can see, a trip up and a trip down fills up the combine. Alright, no train coming from the left. No train coming from the right. As for cars, we don't really check for them. We'll just assume that none are coming. Just the lack of horsepower that we have here for the grain trailer. I just don't want to use the 9RT to haul this grain. It just seems it's way too powerful of a tractor to be using. And the 8230 does okay. It's fine. Just when we go uphill, it slows down a bit. I should smooth out this bump around this corner. I hit that bump all the time, but I don't think about it until I actually go over it. Probably what we'll do here is we'll leave the combine and header somewhere down on the other side of the clover field, because I'll need us to go over to the sorghum field next month, and we got the soybeans as well. Yeah, because that's all we got left to harvest are those 2 fields. Now to think about that for a second, that should be all we have left to harvest. Oh no, wait, sorry, we've got the canola field up at the main farm as well. I drive by that all the time. Can't forget that. But the sorghum field is ready, I do believe, right? But I was going to wait until the soybean field was kind of ready, but then the canola field is going to be... Yeah, I'm just kind of zigzagging back and forth. Oh well. Let's see, is that sorghum field ready? Should be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, canola field should be ready before the soybeans are. Alright, so that can go back to the farm. This, let's go ahead and bring this down here. And we'll turn around, because when I unfold the header, that way the tongue of the header will be sticking out the way it needs to be. And Francine needs to take the rest of the day off, pretty much. And then we'll fold in the combine. Alright, that was getting ready to get messy for all the backing up I was doing. Oh, at the same time, Francine goes home, the bunker silo is ready, and wage payments. Yeah, we're all set. The baler can also stay here for now. Turn off the combine. We'll leave the Massey Ferguson running. I probably should top off that with some diesel fuel. But what I need to do next is to get the bales out the field. And we'll just double check here. Nothing there that we're looking for. Baling trailers. Yeah, we're looking for this. And of course, we can't buy new. So we only can lease it. Alright, let's bring the grain back to the farm. And then I'll come back with the 8230 and have our drill. So we can put in clover. I did double check to make sure we can plant that today. We can. So let me go dump this off into the silo. And I'll see you next when we got the Massey Ferguson. And we'll be picking up the straw bales at that point. Massey Ferguson is a little bit thirsty. We were getting kind of low on the diesel, so let's go ahead and top that off for like, what, 400 bucks? Oh, even better, 277. I do need to come back over here at some point with a Massey Ferguson to fertilize our grass fields, which will be ready in October. But right now, let's go grab our baling trailer, get those straw bales out the field so we can plant our clover. I haven't really kept an eye on the cattle too well, so may have to have a look at them probably after farming season, so sometime November, and we'll just make sure that the cattle are doing well, meaning for selling and the reproduction rate and all that fun stuff. Feeding wise, we'll probably take care of them here pretty soon, although they are pretty well off. Better off than my backing up skills right now. Clear the traffic. I didn't see how many bales we made off that field, but I don't think it's going to fill the trailer. Although I probably got at least 2 trailer loads of bales in the fields. And the weather has been very nice for us for harvest season. I just saw the train coming, but maybe it wasn't this train, maybe it was the other one. Let's scoop these little lovely things up. Actually, there's more here than I thought there was. Still don't think it's a full trailer, but it's a good number. I do love this baling trailer. Better than the square trailer, square bale trailer, just because of the way it unloads. Yeah, the square one stacks them high. This one just shoves them off, which makes it easier if you just got a front loader, like on the Massey Ferguson that we have, to grab the bales later on. If you got them stacked like the square bales, you're probably going to need a telehandler to get the ones off the top first, or just knock down the whole stack. And then grab what you need. I suppose if we were just selling the bales, the square baler would not be that bad. Although I wouldn't be able to sell the bales in the barn down by our silo. They all have to go to where it seems like we go anyways, which is to the bale sell point. And this trailer actually holds a good amount of bales. That's one field done. Let's park this right here for now. And jump back on over into the 8230. With our coon drill, right? This is a coon. Yep. Alright, already got clover selected. Didn't have to fill it up because we got plenty of seed and fertilizer. Don't know what's going to do to the crop rotation, but it's going to be what it is. Not much I can do about it. Well, I mean, I could not plant it at all. But after a couple cycles, it'll just be, the crop rotation will be clover, 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 clover. And it should be at 110% all the time. And the clover does not seem to need a whole bunch of fertilizer. And we'll try to separate the field, kind of divide it a little bit. See how well of a straight line I can drive. I'm hoping my spacing's not too bad to where I leave such a small little slit that there'll be a row of shame, basically. But this will be the last time we drill this field because clover just keeps on regrowing. We just got to mulch it after we harvest it, that's all. So I can't re-drill where clover is because I'm noticing I'm leaving the drill down where the clover is, and it's not like resetting the field. So let me reset it here. I know it's clover for clover, so if I replanted something else, the ground texture may change. But it's not changing when I'm planting clover for clover, which is kind of interesting. So I'm guessing in September the canola should be ready at the main farm for harvest. The sorghum, I may actually go do that right after I get done with this. That should all fit into the combine. I don't think I'll get... Well, I think I said that before, and I was kind of shocked that I had more grain than I was expecting off that little field. But I also feel at any moment that the store is finally going to give me something that we are looking for and I'm going to want to purchase. Seems like it's been a while, but it really hasn't been that long since we bought the baler and the trailer that still sits back at the shop. Can't move that trailer until we either get a truck for sale or at least the dolly to move that. But it will be moved when November comes for sure because we got a lot of eggs to sell. I mean, I guess I could load like a stack of 3 pallets of eggs on the Massey Ferguson front loader and go to wherever, you know, it is to be sold. But we got enough. That'd be like probably 5 trips I'd have to make. Maybe by then we'll have a truck. Who knows? We got a couple months. Starting to look like I left myself a row of shame. Don't think I'll be able to get that, what's left over between us here, in one more pass. I'll probably have to make another trip up and down that section when it's only about 1 meter wide. I'll have to plant, but it's got to be done. That's where the GPS would come in handy, and all the other, well, course plays and all that kind of mods would come in handy. You can kind of see roughly where you, well, not roughly, it'll pretty much tell you where the rows are. But through the years of playing Farming Simulator, I've gotten away from those. I just enjoy more so just trying to figure it out on my own. Even though in the real farming world, I think probably most farmers at this point do use GPS. More productive that way. More efficient. Of course, what I would really love is to get my hands on the Horsch Avatar 12 meter wide drill. Yeah, just not gonna get it. I guessed wrong. But as for driving the straight line, I did pretty decent, I guess. Although I don't find it that difficult. But sometimes if you're not paying attention, then it's easy to drift one way or another. Actually, if I drove in a straight enough line, it looks like I would have got it done in one pass. So not as straight as I thought it was. Oh well, we'll just pretend when I get all done drilling, they'll all look the same. I do kind of like having 2 trains on a map. That's a nice little setup, but I mean that's the way it was in 17, I do believe. I should be able to get this one last strip done in one pass. And now we have a nice field of canola. No, clover. That's clover. Nice field of clover that we'll be harvesting sometime around April, May. Boost up our hay production. I mean, we could really boost up our hay production by taking the grass fields and making hay in those as well, but we got to keep that as silage for now. Let me just double check on the map to make sure I didn't miss any spots, especially where their fields meet one another, but looks like we got it all in one. Yep, we should be all set. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Let it fold on up, and we'll jump back into the Massey Ferguson. Head over to the main farm, and I'm kind of hoping I can get all the straw bales from that field onto the trailer. I don't want to make another trip all the way back to the farm. Looks like I can probably fit 6, 7 bales on here. Maybe 10. Hard to tell. I don't remember how many bales I have in that field. But my guess is, the way it usually works out is I'll have one left over, right? That's the way it usually works. I really don't have a lane to go down that side of the field to get over there, so I gotta go around this canola field entirely. Which, thinking back to, I probably should have merged this field with that one over there rather than this one with that one. But that rock kind of put a damper on that. I didn't want to have to work around the rock too much. Actually, if I do got any leftover bales, I could put it on the front loader and bring it with us. Oh yeah, we got more bales. Oh wow, there's a lot of bales here. Okay, so yeah, that's going to require another trip anyways. It's going to require another trip. I mean, I suppose I could just leave them in the field until December and then sell them anyways. Of course, when I sell these bales in December, I'll have to lease. Well, no, I got the other trailer, so I mean, if I got, it'd probably be better if I just get the dolly for the other trailer and load them onto that and sell them that way. And hope they sell directly off the trailer, because if I have to unload them to sell them, that could be time taking. So 2 more bales is what I can pick up, and then we'll go unload them into the cow, well, down by the cow barn, into that shed. And then we'll have to come back and grab the remaining 3, 5, 7 bales off that field. And I think we got like 40 bales in this field down here to pick up. Actually, I wonder how much price difference there is in the bales currently. Let me stop right here because I may be selling them here if I decide to. Let's go to here. Scroll on down to straw. So the bale sell point currently offers 33. The price could get up to 43. You know what? I'll probably just sell them today. Because I'll just, I mean, we got the trailer. You know, if I wait until December, I'm not going to make that much more. I'll waste the money I will gain by waiting until December to sell the bales. I'll spend all that money and then some on leasing either this trailer or leasing the dolly for the other trailer and the time it'll take. So it'll probably just be easier to sell it today. But we definitely do want to keep at least one full trailer. So let's bring this down to the cow barn, and the rest will be sold. Yeah, all those bales. Well, you saw the first load being sold and got just about 10 grand for it. And looks like we're going to have another full trailer for sure. I'm trying to figure out how I can get this all done in one trip. We will find a way, I hope. Although we might get it all mostly on the trailer, then I can put the rest on the front end loader. Does that count that as 21? It does. So I can fit 3 more. Oh yeah, so I got more room than I thought I had. I keep thinking 21 is the capacity of this, but it's 24. So we should get another 10,000, which means it'll put us over $500,000. Let's fold that on up, and now we'll grab the front end loader and just scoop this on up. And that is all the straw off all the fields. There are some items I expect, not a particular item, but I do expect some items that we've been looking for and will continue to look for that will never actually come up for sale in the stores. Like this baling trailer, I may have to lease it every year, like twice a year. Once when I do the alfalfa and clover, but maybe how late does alfalfa and clover get to be harvested? Because if I wait later in the year, because it's not really growing. Okay, so it's got to be done. The latest we can do is July, and harvest in August. So I mean, I guess I could lease the baling trailer. You know, do those 2 fields in July, the alfalfa and clover. Lease the baling trailer, and then I just have to keep it overnight for August, and then we can get all the straw bales picked up. So I'll try to sequence it that way for next year. So we do save a little bit of money by not, by leasing it twice at separate times. If I keep it overnight, it's actually cheaper. So I think we'll try to do that next year if I can remember that far in advance. Usually I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago, and I can't remember what I said I was going to do 5 minutes from now. Are you going to take the bale right off the forks? Or am I going to have to drop it off? Probably have to drop it off. And we should hit $500,000. There it is. And I am all done. Just thinking, I think I'm like 95% sure we are done with this. So it's going to return that. And I do believe, let me just double check on the sorghum, make sure we can harvest that in September. We can. So, and the canola should be ready next month as well. Yeah, I thought it was going to be ready in August, but I guess I planted it a month later than I could have. Oh, probably because we didn't plant it last fall. We planted it in March. So that's why it's going to be September. That's fine. But yeah, we are actually done with the month of August. I think we're going to skip ahead to the evening hours. I'll take care of the sheep. Let's see, I took care of the chickens, right? We fed the chickens. The cattle should be fine. Yeah, the cattle got enough straw, and they got plenty of food. The sheep are doing... Okay, since we're over here, let's go give them some feed. And the chickens should be topped off. Yeah, so let's go ahead and turn around, and we'll give the sheep their grass. I don't think the grazing mod is working on this map. I've got it to work on every other map. And I've repainted the texture of the grass and put in meadow grass, but the sheep do not seem to be taking the grass from their pasture. The cows don't seem to be doing so either. I think they're taking it from one little spot, and you can kind of see where that one little spot is. Because it never... Yeah. I think they're taking it from there, but for some reason they're not taking it from anywhere else. But that's okay. That was only for early goings. Now that we are where we are, meaning we got plenty of hay. At least I think we got plenty of hay. We should be all set until next year, and then, yeah, we should have more to give them next season. I don't know if that's in the trigger or not. Yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't. How do you guys look now for feed? All right, that's pretty darn good. So I will see you, of course, at 8 o'clock in the evening. We'll have a look at the store, sleep the night, and see if there's anything in the store in the morning as well. Well, everything should be taken care of. The sheep are all set until morning. We'll have to give them some more water. But let me just have a quick look at the store here. And really, another we own one of these. We own that exact tractor. How many hours? How many hours on 42 hours? I think ours doesn't have 42 hours on it. Ours has, yeah, only 34. So. Not that I would need another Massey Ferguson 6S, but I mean, if it was like a lot less hours on it, possibly. Let's go ahead and go to bed and see how September morning looks like. Is it going to be raining? Oh, okay, there's rain, and there goes the rain. Sun's out. No more space for eggs. We piled up with the eggs. The chickens are doing great, apparently, on the eggs. That's going to come up like 30 million times probably. Whole bunch of eggs. Have to bring the Massey Ferguson on down here. Double check on the store now with the morning here, and yep, nothing again. Kind of disappointing. The canola field though is ready, so I think the sequence I'm going to do now, instead of doing the sorghum field, we'll bring the harvester up here and we'll harvest the canola first, and then we can bring the combine down to do the sorghum field, and then we can bring the combine over here and park it on up, because I'm pretty sure the soybeans are not ready for harvest, which they are not. So, yeah, we'll start harvesting that field, get this one done, and then park up the equipment. And then I will have to get the grass fields fertilized as well. I wonder if... Oh, I was right there. Hang on a second. Nope, I did it again. Oh, it did not grow overnight. Did not germinate overnight. Okay, that's kind of disappointing, but I was kind of hoping to be all the same texture. It isn't, but it will be at some point. How is the crop rotation? Crop rotation is only 100%. We had soybeans and barley. Boy, you think that would be a little bit better crop rotation than that. Yeah, so it is what it is, I guess. Not that big of a deal, I suppose, in the scheme of things. But anyways, yeah, we got ourselves a bigger clover field. We sold a whole bunch of straw. We got over $500,000 in the bank account. And that silage, don't forget, that silage that we have that's fermented, we're not selling that. We're bringing up to the BGA once we purchase it. I don't know, maybe next episode. Maybe we'll do it before October. Definitely by next month. When October rolls around, we'll have to, because the other grass fields will be ready to be cut again. And I'm going to need that bunker. Well, I guess I could transfer it up here. No, I'm not going to transfer it up here, that's right, because we're not going to use the bunkers at the BGA until we own it, even though we do have access to it already. Yeah, that's kind of my plan. The baler needs to be put away as well. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Goldcrest Valley. But until then, have a good one.